Well, ever since Chelsea won against Crystal Palace, they've taken 2 more games without registering a win, and that has really put them in the position of really having a lot of draws and losing 4 points in the last 2 games they've played. Remember, in the last 2 Premier League games they've played, they've drawn with Liverpool at Anfield, that was 0-0. Then they drew with Fulham at Stamford Bridge, 0-0. That was last Friday. That's when it happened. But this time round, they are trying to go ahead and really go for another derby that is going to happen in London at the London Stadium, a 66,000 capacity seater. That's where this game of football is going to take place, meaning that it's West Ham hosting Chelsea. It's West Ham hosting Chelsea at the London Stadium. Now, everything is set. And Chelsea is having some injuries, but when you look at the stats, they favor Chelsea more than West Ham, because the last 10 times Chelsea has visited West Ham, they've gone ahead to win 8 games. And the last 4 times West Ham has visited Chelsea, and the last 4 consecutive times that West Ham has visited Chelsea, they've gone ahead to lose. But the big question is this Chelsea the same as other Chelsea's that West Ham has been playing? That's the most big question that everyone should go ahead and really answer in his own way, depending on how he sees the Chelsea, because the Chelsea that has been playing these games and beating West Ham on a regular has been a different team altogether. But last season, remember very well, when Chelsea came here, they really, I think, 3-2, where did that result happen? Was it at the London Stadium when Maswanku scored that very good goal that really went swerving onto the near post, and Eduardo Mendy couldn't save his team? So this time round, Chelsea is going to the London Stadium, and obviously things are really not going on well for them, because they are really looking a very poor team. Welcome to Rokani Media Football. How are you guys, and where are you watching us from? I go by the names of Rokani David. Smash the like button, comment and share. If you're really watching us for the very first time, lower right bottom corner, smash the like button, comment and share. Now, here onto the Rokani Media Football, we are tackling the first game that is going to be happening in the Premier League. Yesterday we tackled Arsenal and Brentford. Now we are tackling Chelsea and West Ham, the game that is really going to have high tensions. Do you know why? Chelsea is 9th or 10th in the Premier League table, and West Ham are fighting for relegation. And West Ham is going to be playing home after getting a draw away at St. James's Park when they're playing Newcastle. I think they are pumped up for this game. Not so. They are pumped up for this game, and they're really having some good team news that is really coming in through as Joao Felix returns. Mudyrk, who played only 45 minutes in the game of Fulham because he had a cold, returns. Then Reece James is available, and very many others. And let's get into the team news that the manager really told us today when he was doing the presser of this game. Now, Graham Potter on the team news told us that they are all getting closer and closer. Wesley Fofana and Dennis Zakaria have been training with the team. Raheem Sterling setback in training, doubtful. Kick in training on side knee. Mateo Kovacic has trained, but too soon for him. So it means that Wesley Fofana, Zakaria, Raheem Sterling, Mateo Kovacic are out. You add on N'Golo Kante. There is the goalkeeper Eduardo Mendy. Chalobah is also injured. So they're having very many injuries. But the good thing is that the good players that they need to come in and play are really back. And I think the manager is really ready and happy to see to it that he puts up a game against a team known as West Ham. When you look at West Ham, they're having the following players ruled out. Max Konat, he's having a calf injury. Kat Zuma is having a thigh injury. Gianluca Scamacca is closing on return from the knee after being spotted in training this week, so you never know, he might make the bench in there for you. Then Alfonso Aleola is also having a hamstring injury. Then Theo Kahela was forced off at St. James's Park and is not expected to return. But their absence will see Ben Johnson coming in and playing as a right back for a team known as West Ham. So it looks like this is really going to go on and really happen in a very tremendous way. And this is a game that is kicking starting of the day. And what a way to start off our Saturdays, because it's really going to be huge. Now, let's go into the predicted starting 11. How do you think Chelsea is going to go ahead and really start into this game of football? Because the manager, Graham Potter, looks like he's having a lot of pressure on him, and a story was put out that they're really looking at Enrique, the former Spanish manager, to come in through and really take over a side known as Chelsea if at all he fails to be getting or collecting points in the next games. And he's facing a team that is really having a very, very, very bad season. They are 17th. They are fighting to get out of the relegation zone. And that calls for them to be so dangerous. And Chelsea needs to see to it that they really find themselves on the good side of football. Now, let's go to the goalkeepers. With Eduardo Mendy away, that means Kepa Arrizabalaga is going to come in through and really play as the goalkeeper. He has been really good and he has been on the groove ever since coming through. Right back, I think Reece James is going to play that position, however much as Pliqueta is here. But in this game of football, you need a right back who's going to be having a huge energy, because Benrahma and Antonio play a lot off that side, and you'll need Reece James, because Reece James helps you in the offensive and the defensive part. So he commands well in both ends of the pitch. Now, that is Reece James for you, and he can score goals for you, and he has a perfect cross on him, and he can put in crosses and assists for the team. Left back, Ben Chilwell is back, but him and Chicharella, though Chicharella has not yet picked up, I believe the manager is going to go in for Chicharella to play as the left back. Is his man from Brighton, and I believe he's going to play him. That's why you've seen rumors that Ben Chilwell is being looked at by Man City and they want to sign him from Chelsea, and you never know what's going to happen in the summer. Let's keep our eyes onto that and see. Then central defense is Thiago Silva. He has been awarded a new contract. By the way, he has been awarded a new contract by Chelsea, and very soon it's going to be announced. 1 more year onto his contract. Then he'll see himself leave until 2024 at Chelsea. Let's go to the left back position. Sorry, the left side of the central defense. It's going to be Badiashile, according to me, bringing composure and water tightness into that defense. He's a rock, and he's really one of those that you believe that Chelsea made a very good purchase, because he really looks good. Badiashile is one of those defenders that have had United being interested in, Arsenal and very many others, but they failed to land his signing. But obviously, coming in at Chelsea, he's really looking very good. The 2 games has played, that of Liverpool and that of Fulham, he has been a rock, according to me. He really looked great for a team known as Chelsea, and his partnership with Thiago Silva looks like it's going to work out well. And the manager had the following to say about Badiashile in the press conference: that the most important thing is to focus on West Ham for any further game. We are happy with Bonate. He is in our thoughts for West Ham. We will think about Wednesday after. So Wednesday is when they are playing the Champions League game. Now they are focusing on the Premier League game, and the manager has shown you that he's 100% putting his focus onto the game between West Ham and Chelsea, the early kickstarter of the weekend. Then Conor Gallagher, however much Kovacic has trained and looks like he's in contention to come into the match squad, but I believe returning from injury, Kovacic, one of the most important players of Chelsea in that midfield, no reason you give me, you start him into this game. I think you rather bring on Conor Gallagher, and later, in the later stages of the game, then you can introduce him, because the game would have really gained some momentum and he won't really need to fight a lot into that midfield, because West Ham are really having Declan Rice, Paqueta and Benrahma in that midfield, and is this Shoshuk, very strong men. So you can't bring out a player who has been injured into that game of football when those players are still fresh like that. You need these Conor Gallaghers to make them really reduce onto their energy and obviously their gas. Then introduce Kovacic to come in through and really make his return from injury. Some 20-30 minutes won't be bad for him, but I believe Conor Gallagher is the player I will put into that position of the double pivot, alongside the new signee, the most expensive player in the Premier League history, that is Enzo Fernandez, £107 million from a side known as Benfica. And I believe in this game, he's really going to have to work a lot. He's going to work a lot, because for West Ham, they are not a team that really plays a lot through the midfield. Not really. I think it's only Filipina that really finds himself playing through there, but they have wide wingers Vinicius Jr. and who else? Forgotten his name. That really utilize those wide areas. So they just have to get that ball, switch it in the wide areas, and obviously find themselves really facing the fullbacks of the team they're really facing. But for West Ham, they use a lot of the central midfield. With Paqueta, Shushek, and Declan Rice, you expect a lot of work to be done in the midfield. And Enzo Fernandez has to work his ass off because he needs to prove to the people that he's really the guy. Though he played well against Fulham, and to me he was the man of the match into that game. But I believe he lacked composure, combination, and partnership with Conor Gallagher in that midfield. And I believe having played with Conor Gallagher in that midfield or in double pivot against Fulham is the best way to bring him on to really play into that position alongside Conor Gallagher. But they are going to work a lot. They will need to run a lot. They'll need to win the physical battles and obviously to intercept and combat the attacks of West Ham through the central axis. Then there is Mason Mount. Expect him to play into that position, central attack midfielder, but I won't be surprised if at all Kai Havertz is playing into that position, because Mason Mount looked totally off in the game of Fulham. Even the game of Liverpool, he was totally off. So why really trust a player like that when you are having another player as Kai Havertz who can really come on and really get the job done? One of the most informed players at Chelsea goes by the names of Ziyech. Amidst everything that really happened between him and Chelsea, blocking his move to, or failing his move to PSG, I think he's the most informed player at Chelsea. Even the chance that Kai Havertz gets when they're playing West Ham in the first half, loops that ball, dinks that ball at the goalkeeper and hits the post. It's him who really puts out a very beautiful cross that beats the back line of West Ham and really faces the goalkeeper. So it shows you how good this player is and how instrumental and integral or pivotal he is in the play of Graham Potter. And it justifies why they really went out and blocked his move to PSG. That is Raheem Sterling. It's not Raheem Sterling. That is Hakimi Ziyech. On the left, Mudyrk. Mudyrk is expected to start on the left attacking side of the midfield, because there is no way you can bench a player whom you bought 100 million euros. No way. As Enzo Fernandez is supposed to start, even this one is supposed to start. Against Liverpool, he gave us a 25-minute cameo, but this time round, against Fulham, he was really off. But the manager came out and defended the player that he was having a call. Now we are waiting to see to it that he's back. He has been posting on social media, training well with Chelsea, and if at all he's back and fully fit and not having any problem, then he's really going to be doing the best for a club known as Chelsea tomorrow, because he's going to be welcoming back a player that is also good at leading the line for Chelsea and obviously doing the hold-up play. That is Joao Felix. Joao Felix got a red card in his first game against Fulham. They played away at Craven Cottage. So that's the starting 11 of a team known as Chelsea for me, and that's how I believe they're going to stand in this beautiful game of football that's going to be happening in London. And the manager has really gone ahead to really speak about Joao Felix's return, because he has been serving a 3-match ban, and obviously this is what the manager had to tell us about Joao Felix. So that's that. It's great. We all saw his impact before the red card. You can see his quality every day. A player who can make a difference for hours. That's it. And obviously, it's going to make differences for a team which goes by names of Chelsea, because he's really a very good player. And I'm waiting for their combination with Mudyrk and Hakimi Ziyech. And that's why I won't be surprised if at all Kai Havertz is played as a central attacking midfielder, because the football intelligence of those 4 players leading the line of Chelsea is really immense, and they are really technically gifted. They can really craft something out of nothing, because they are technically gifted and they think easily. Their football intelligence is way off the ordinary, and I expect lots of things to come in through and see this team really win. So when I go to the prediction, it's really going to be hard, but I see a draw, a 2-2 draw. I see a 2-2 draw, because however much Chelsea has kept clean sheets in their past 2 games against Fulham and Liverpool, but I think Mikel Antonio is going to give them a lot of work. Gerard Bowen facing Cucurella, then Ben Rama off the left, Declan Rice, Lucas Paqueta, and Shushek. That midfield is really great. I think West Ham is not looking great in their central defense. That's why I've called in for a 2-2 draw between Chelsea and West Ham. But if Chelsea takes the day and win the game, I'm not going to be surprised, because Mudyrk, Joao Felix, and Ziyech, or Kai Havertz, if they really pick up their best form, they can really throw West Ham on their sword. But it's going to require a lot of effort to come in through to win that game of football. So guys, thank you very much for watching in through. That has been my match preview for West Ham versus Chelsea. Mudyrk and Joao Felix to start into this game of football. So your reactions are welcome in the comment section below about this game of West Ham and Chelsea that's going to be played in a 60 capacity seater. So Rokani David remains my name. Rokani Media Football is the YouTube channel. So guys, come on and really subscribe, and let's not forget to hit the like button. Hit it or smash it like no other, close to 100 times. And I'm returning with the other story of Jesus' return being confirmed by Mikel Arteta, the Arsenal manager. I'm out. May the Lord bless you abundantly, and enjoy your evening.